Hello everyone, my name is Gulshan Memoria. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Inspiredvalley. We have started this series called the Inspired Valley School Initiative, where we connect with the school leaders and discuss on some of the prominent topics. Like today's topic is how to make schools more eco-friendly, which is one of the prominent topic in today's world. And to discuss on this topic, we have some esteemed panelists with us. The very first speaker we have is Mr. Vishwanath Pandey. He is the Vice Principal at Gyanodaya SMVM Khurai, Madhya Pradesh. Second speaker we have Mr. Ganesh Kumar. He is the Principal of KLE Society Science and Commerce College, Navi, Mumbai. We also have Miss Pulama Jena. She is the Principal of KTS Public School, which is in Solan, Himachal Pradesh. We also have Mr. Jivan Sapkale. He is the principal at Pioneer International CBSE School, which is in district Jalna. I welcome you all on our show. Let
Thank you,
me
sir. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
let
so
me
much.
put it my first question to Mr. Jivan. Mr. Jivan, is my voice is loud and clear to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so one of the most important aspect of making schools more eco-friendly is reducing waste and promoting recycle. So what are some of the most effective strategies the schools can use to reduce waste and increase recycling rates? Over to you.
Yes, sir. I think we need to sensitize the children in this matter
Mm-hmm.
because nowadays everyone has only one or two child. So we people are very, that means very ready to give new things to our children.
Hmm.
But instead of that, if we sensitize them that we have to reuse the things,
Okay.
the sensitization is really matters in schools itself only, because what happened, we nowadays we are using packaged food or packing new
Hmm.
things. So every time we are throwing the garbage, or we are creating the mountains of garbage. So definitely
That
the
is the
reusing and recycle these things should be sensitized into the schools,
that
from
has
the
become
school
one of the most
itself.
prominent issues in recent
Yeah.
times, and I believe school is the right place because there,
Yes.
if we sensitize at a very early age, it becomes
Yes.
more easy for the students or more easy for every you can say everyone, the every stakeholder to include these strategies at very early stages of our life. Wonderful.
Yes.
Ms. Pulima, I would like to have your views on this. How your school is taking care of these kind of activities in your school to recycling or the other activities, just to focusing on and highlighting these issues.
Yeah, actually, from the very beginning, maybe it is a very younger class or it is the 12th class, we actually try to inculcate the importance of sustainability in children. They should know what is sustainability, and they should understand that some of the resources are, they are limited in the nature. And
Exactly.
what is the I must say that here, what we are doing, we are trying to use the solar energy. We have solar panels all around the school,
Okay.
where the solar energy is used, and we have a solid waste management program where the children, means the ex-Cations or a few of the alumni, they are interested and encouraged, and they're collaborated with
Hmm.
us, that we are trying to make a solid waste management program where the solid waste is converted into the I don't have right now, I could have showed you that it has been converted into a kind of paper which is used as the cover of the files. And they have also put into a project where the solid waste, basically the plastics, the wrappers of the chips packet, they can be converted into a kind of bricks. So these
Okay.
are the certain things we are, the children are encouraged. And like we have a collaboration with Akal Academy. It is a nearby place. It
Hmm.
is a very big university where they have nursing college, they have normal colleges as well as school. And we are collaborated that this project of making, the bricks, and the very important and interesting part about that, this brick, they don't catch fire.
Okay.
So as in the, as in the mountains, resources at times it is less. Like right now you can see there is no electricity. So likewise, and life is hard, the place where I am, if you travel 5 kilometers to a certain distance, people don't have very much good facility of water. They have to seek permission for connection of water and all. So from their real life situation only, children are understanding that yes, there are certain things in the nature that we need to protect, and we need to work in a very sensible manner, and they need to learn what is sustainability, so
Exactly.
that they can work within themselves that yes, we have to do this. And children are very much sensible here. They put the things in the dustbin, and we have certain kind of coniferous tree. What do? All the dried leaves we collect, and in the evening time, when the children basically they go for dining, and whenever it is very cold, so what do? These leaves are, they are needle like leaf, because it is a hilly area. They collect it and they try to do bonfire with the leaves only, other than wasting wood. So likewise, there are
That's a
certain
good
things we
suggestion.
inculcate
That's
in
a
the
good
children to
suggestion.
use the resources in a very purposeful way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me first introduce to our the other speaker. Let me introduce Miss Pooja Anjanikar. She is a principal and administrator at Rustomjee Kerawalla Foundation and the Jawaharlal Nehru Port Vidyalaya. I welcome you, Miss Pooja, on our show.
Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are absolutely,
Yeah, actually, I
absolutely.
joined late, so
This is absolutely
I
fine.
need to introduce myself or I need to speak about the topic.
I've already introduced you. Let me first take the views with Mr. Jivan. Then I'll come back to Miss Pooja.
Yeah,
Yep.
surely.
Yeah, Mr. Jivan, you have raised your hand. Please put it on your point.
Yes, yeah, ma'am has said very rightly that she has taken initiative to make the bricks of the plastic wrappers. Just want to suggest you that in Maharashtra, Ganpati festival is very popular festival, and the statues or idol which were made by plaster of Paris, which was not diluted into the in the
Yes.
rivers also. It is the practice. So what happened in my school? I have started one initiative where we are making idols of that soil, normal soil, instead of using plaster of
So that they
Paris.
can easily
And
dissolve into the water,
yeah, that
right?
can be dissolved into the water, and we are selling. That means we are keeping it that we open to all, to the town, in the town, and where people are giving 10 rupees or 5 rupees, whatever they want to give, but they are installing or they are worshipping for those 10 days to that idol. So that initiative we have started in our premises. That I
Wonderful,
want to add.
wonderful, wonderful. Let me go to Mr. Pandey. Mr. Pandey, is my voice is loud and clear?
Yes, Mr. Gulshan.
Yes. Mr. Pandey would like to add a few more points than how your school is tackling the recycling or the waste management or making your school more eco-friendly, this approach, how you are taking care of all this education, especially in your school.
Uh, when it comes to our school, we have a concept of your CDT, right?
Okay.
This is something that I have learned from my previous school, which was the Assam Valley School. And this concept is like, whatever waste you can talk about, right? We use those waste and create something new out of it, be it a plastic or a tin or paper, whatever. We are creating or giving it a shape, something very unique and different. And we showcase all the creativity of the students in our annual day so that the parents are aware or even all the stakeholders are aware like what we are really up to. And not only that, we have a system of gardening where students take initiative of participating very actively in the gardening of our school. Our school is, I would say, it's a lush green campus, and the students are taking a lot of care in maintaining it. When it comes to the wrappers or whatever waste or plastic waste you can talk about, uh, you will never find one on the campus. The reason is they are highly sensitized about taking care of our Mother Earth. So
This has
these
to
are
be
little,
done. Yeah, this has to be
yes,
done at a very early age. Unless, I mean, because, I mean, as Miss Pulama was talking about that the students are very much aware about it. I mean, recently in like 4 or 5 years ago, when there was a huge water crisis was in Shimla. I'm sure that you are aware about it. So the state government or the district government, they have done a lot of, can say, they've given a lot of suggestions and they've taken a lot of steps. So I'm sure that all the people that who lives in mountains, they are now very much aware about it. It's very hard resource, especially in the mountains. It's not very easily available, right? So as
Actually,
Miss,
in fact, the places, you know, which are at more higher altitude, like
hmm,
there are districts like Kinnaur, Sirmaur and all. So during winter, you know, everything freezes over there. There are
hmm,
6 feet of snow.
hmm,
So, and they struggle a lot. They have to melt snow and get water because all the pipelines and tanks, all are, everything is
hmm,
frozen over
hmm,
there
hmm,
at
hmm.
point of time.
So I believe everyone is dependable on the cycle, on the nature cycle, and if we're going to interrupt the nature cycle, we're going to face the harsh consequences. So again, it is as an educator, as an principal, the leader, because you guys have the power. Like you do have the power to influence a lot of lives at once, isn't it? So again, if we as a person will take the right steps at the right direction, then we can do wonders in this space. Okay, over to you, Mr. Ganesh. Yeah, I would like to add your point, please.
Yeah, see, rightly, as you rightly said, in the COVID season, we have seen, like, see, we reduced usage of vehicles. So we saw the climate change, what had happened in the previous season. If you see, a lot of rains are there because most of the carbon footprints we have reduced.
Hmm.
Okay, and there is a lot of climatic change happened because everyone are at home. We have not used our vehicles much.
Hmm. Hmm,
So
hmm.
yeah, see, and the point I want to add
Please.
with Ms. Pulma as well as Mr. Vishwanath. So some of the activities what they took in their school, we followed the same process. Okay, and regarding the food wastage, one more important thing we
Hmm.
have to deal with is the wastage of the food. Also, when we are talking about recycling and all this, okay, composing of waste. Okay, why I'm insisting on the wastage of food, we have to enlighten the students on that particular point is, see, nowadays the food, whatever is available in the market is mostly with the produced with the help of pesticides, using of so many different types of chemicals. So in our school, in my previous school, actually, it's not in the existing college, but in my previous school, we took 3 acres of land, and we have cultivated this organic farming where the children learn how to make this Jivamrut, the Sparnia, and whatever essential food is required for the hostel. See, they produced by themselves. So they respect the food because they understood
Hmm.
how much time it is taking care to get the crop and all it. So,
That's a very
these
good suggestion.
activities definitely inculcate yeah, respect towards the Mother Earth.
Hmm.
And they
No,
know
that's
what
a
is the hardship is involved in the farming.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. One more, I mean, you as an educator, you can even write it down. There is a school called Sangamitra School, which is in Hyderabad. I visited that school 3 years before, 3 years ago, and to conduct the teachers training program. And you won't believe how beautifully they have maintained the entire campus. An entire thing, they have utilized almost every space of the campus. They have almost like 10 to 20 variety of fruits, vegetables, and all is being done by the different section of the students. So one section particularly, like suppose they have six sections like lotus green, like they have this kind of okay sections in the school. So every section is responsible to maintaining the garden, and they have utilized almost every possible space. You won't believe. So you do check it out, their website. It's a beautiful website, beautiful campus. Now let me ask the next question with Miss Pooja. Would love to have your views on this, ma'am. Another
Yeah,
important aspect of making schools more eco-friendly is reducing energy consumption, which
yeah,
is prominent right now, right? So what are some of the effective strategies the school can use to reduce energy use and promote energy efficiency?
yeah. So basically, I belong to Rustomjee Kerawalla Foundation and Jawaharlal Nehru Port Vidyalaya. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this school is almost 30 years old school, and they have it was first built into the area which was never developed. So these people have been a kind of maybe a rural sector kind of area. So here the people are already been learned how to live without electricity.
Hmm.
They have been already learned how to save water or how to have a peaceful sleep under a tree. So we I could say that I have got kids who have already come up from a ground level.
Hmm.
Then what I did it was we as in corporate schools we have got that target to have
Hmm.
cost cutting and have targets to get everything into the budget. When handling such a huge campus of almost 9 acres, what happens? The bill of electricity becomes very huge. So the first thing is what for me to bring down the children that habit of Gurukul. So my assembly's first period starts with the lesson plan and the complete school structure is changed in such a manner that morning 1 hour and evening 1 hour the child has to be on ground.
Okay.
So the morning we start around at 9 o'clock. So before that, 8 to 9, the children come up on the ground and we all do all kind of all learning. Maybe science, maybe yoga, maybe karate, or maybe anything. Maybe music. My music class is also under a tree. So reducing that 1 hour in the morning and evening, my all academic learning kind of classes, I have kept all benches and around the huge campus backside of the ground, all the extra benches which were there, which was lying, we repaired it. The children painted it up and we put it below every big tree. There is a classroom, and that helped us out for all the kind of practical activities and everything. Then we created big huge windows without like somewhere when it is afternoon times we had huge curtains for it, and when there is no like some kind of electricity in JNPT, there is no problem for electricity, never
Hmm.
the light goes away. But the lesson plan was modified in such a manner that the children were they are getting points for their discipline. So we had star system include. If any
Hmm.
classroom does not keep their lights off or does not have their habit of saving the switching off the fan after coming out of the class, the classroom points is to get reduced. And this way at the end of the year when the trophy we have kept a trophy inside the center of the as soon as the children come, so that's a motivation for them that we need to win that trophy. So
Hmm.
that trophy has some points, a different point system into that. So what we do with that the discipline is there. Apart from that, the cleanliness of the school, so whichever
Hmm.
classroom has bad kind of, the points goes to zero. So the children, what I could say is that from their urban rural culture only, we developed their own classroom by which them the habits have been inculcated in them.
Hmm.
So rather than having a big, I do have a kind of gobar glass plant and all kind of solar planners, because JNPT is pro into doing
Hmm.
that out.
Hmm. Hmm.
But what the children, the users, if
That's
they
that's
don't
a
change,
very
then there's
beautiful
no point
suggestion
in doing
because
that
you
out.
are touching upon the behavioral aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
Not just the other
So the
aspects. So,
inculcating of the
huh.
point which we did, and then automatically the bill started reducing. Even the annual function, which was going up to 6 7 hours, which came down to 3 hours by having a customized kind of annual function.
That's a very good suggestion.
So this
I
kind of
really appreciate.
therapies I did it for my children, and apart from that, changing of the complete mindset and utilizing their own skills, and then building up some kind of eco-friendly project. And one more thing, every year, whenever the first day of the school, the child has to bring one plant. That's a compulsory
Hmm.
rivas in our school, like. So the plant has been they plant, and every day they need to, in their system, they need to go and put their water into that plant.
Hmm.
And at the end of the year, they need to measure the length of that plant and write it into their report system. We have a
Now,
handbook where the
I
child
really
writes
like this
the
suggestion.
height
Not this
of the
is you have
plant.
not made it mandatory. You have made it a रिवाज. तो हम जो
Yeah.
हम किसी चीज़ का रिवाज बना देते हैं कि भाई ये हमारी चीज़ का एक रिवाज है.
Uh-huh.
So it
So this
also
we did it.
brings some positive impact in our life कि यार ये रिवाज है, हाँ ये चीज़ बनी है. कोई mandatory नहीं है. No one is forcing you, but this is the रिवाज of our school and you have to follow it. Wonderful,
And
wonderful.
even gifting also, we don't have a bouquet system, we give a plant.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
child only brings the plant, the child only decorates it, and into that coconut that into
Khopra,
that they put the
you call
plant
it.
and they gift it to every kind of, so whoever guest comes into a school, they will get that coconut plant.
Wonderful. Great, great, great. Thank you for sharing these wonderful suggestions. Let me go to, first I'll go to Miss Pulama. What are the strategies that you're implementing in your school? One thing that you have mentioned, that coniferous trace leaves that you utilize in winters to as a zib, can say bonfire. What else that you follow in your school?
Other than that, in our school, teaching the children from a very young age that switching off the fans and lights whenever it is not required. And as most of the days it is, it is sunny over here during the daytime, especially other than, mountains are very unpredictable. You can get rain at any time. But whenever if the classroom is very much lighted and you do not need a electricity, electric bulb in the class, we do not encourage the children, to put the unnecessarily the lights and all. They are very much disciplined. They, whenever they're leaving the hostel rooms, they know that it is very important for them. They are into a habit of switching off the lights of the hostel rooms, and there are mentors, like a senior child who, after all the younger ones leave the hostel, the one will check the room and all. And in fact, me as a principal and the person like the project head who is working with me, we make sure that to teach the children at the end of the day, in the evening after, and we take a round of the whole school to see unnecessarily where the electric, the lights and all, they are running here and there. Other than that, the children also observe us and they say that, ma'am, yesterday night I saw you were walking through the campus. I said, yes, because you were not responsible that enough to switch off the light. And they make sure that not to trouble our teacher or the principal. They take responsibility among themselves. Okay, yes, chalo, let us take the computers, in the lab, they are being switched off. And other than that, what important thing is, whenever here there is due to heavy rainfall, whenever it rains over here a bit heavy, then generally what happens, the electricity, it may go off for a very longer period of time. And children, they understand that, yes, why do they understand? Because they have faced that problem with the natural things, they have faced the problem. So that they will not face it anymore, little steps are being taken. And if we talk about if I tell about the sustainability here, as it is very cold over here, it becomes very compulsory that in the late evening you should sit around the fire to get some warmth and all. Children try to minimize the thing. And another important thing, using of the room heaters. Here, room heaters are very much compulsory, because the temperature will compel you to put a room heater at 8:30 in the evening because you are feeling cold. So children try to, what do they do? If the room is very big, they'll put a room heater and they, minimize the space and they adjust, so that maximum use of room heaters will be less. And I would like to say about, sir was saying about wastage of food in the school canteen and all. So what do we do here? First of all, let me go step by step. Using of dustbins, children, they know where to put the dry waste, where to put the other wastes. Biodegradable, degradable. They are from a very young age. They know leaves and everything will be thrown, or paper will be thrown in somewhere, and the plastics will be thrown, because we have a solid waste management system in the school. Other than that, in the cafeteria, we maintain a board. Okay, so at the end of the day, what I make sure that the amount of the kilograms of food wasted, because children, they cannot finish, they throw the plate like that. So what I do personally is I maintain a board, and in the morning, children come during the breakfast and they see that this much amount of food was wasted yesterday. So I make sure that children, they feel bad about it, that this much kilos of food was wasted yesterday. And you won't believe, when I started doing this till today, the amount is actually decreasing. And it is always, everywhere it is written in the cafeteria. We have a very big cafeteria where it is written that take as much as you can eat. And children make sure, and we have ducks in our campus, we have dogs. And what do they do? If a child, we have ducks, if a child who cannot finish the roti, so they make sure they don't throw it, they'll tear it into pieces and they'll feed the duck. So they say कि
So
किसी के पेट में
they've started
let
utilizing
us
almost
not waste it.
everything. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let me go to Mr. Pandey. Mr. Pandey, is my voice is loud and clear to you? Okay.
Yes, Mr. Gulshan.
This is wonderful question to you. So, how can school engage with the students and start in efforts to promote sustainability and eco-friendliness? So, there are two ways. One is the school and as an educator, right? And what are some of the effective strategies, ways to educate students about the importance of environmental responsibility? So here we are talking about what are the strategies and the ways through which the schools and the educators together are doing a lot of things. So how they are doing.
There could be multiple of ways that we can adopt. The first being that we can have an open challenges, the waste reduction challenges in the form of quizzes or we can make students participate in it, or maybe we can organize a quiz which is open to other schools as well, where we can
Hmm.
sensitize the issues to the the stakeholders at large.
Hmm.
Next would be if we can have campaigns regarding the energy conservation, which could be in terms of why is it important to turning off the lights, or having a kind of an energy, conducting energy audits, I would say, right?
Hmm.
Which is very, very important. If we can have the data as to what amount of energy is being utilized and why, and in which way it is being wasted, or the ways it can be controlled, that can also help the school as a whole to combat this issue. um, then we can talk about sustainable transportation initiative, which we are doing a lot over here in our school. We have a system where the students and the teachers are motivated. If they can come by walking, or even they can paddle in cycling, they can come, right? So at least you are trying to conserve the nature. Then I have already mentioned regarding the garden projects, which
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
find
Hmm.
it is very important to sensitize the children as to why nature is important. So if we can take up that project, then eco art and upcycling projects, where all the waste can be put to use and create something new from it.
Hmm.
Our art department, or the art and craft department, is really working hard towards it. They are creating something really unique out of all the waste that is coming out. And the students also very sensitized regarding what ma'am Jena was talking about. uh, you know uh, they've been told that which there are different system where you are disposing of the waste, uh, that is there. And something that we are doing here is we have a system in our dining hall that is called the grace system.
Hmm.
Okay, just before the your breakfast or lunch or whatever meals of the day be, we have a grace system. And on each table there is a teacher who's in charge, and apart from that there is one senior student who's taking the responsibility of making the juniors know as to they should not be piling up their plates, right? Rather they should be very cautious about taking the food in the apt way, so that it cannot be wasted unnecessarily.
Hmm.
So these are the little things that we can
That's
do
a
it.
wonderful suggestion. Even I have seen first-hand experience when I visited Army Public School Dakshai. So there they eat from knife and spoon. They don't use their hand, and they have a very beautiful campus. So when we went over there, so उनका कुछ 150 साल पुराना हॉल है जहाँ पर डाइनिंग रूम है. इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. आई मीन इफ़ यू एवर विजिट दैट कैंपस यू विल एबल टू सी. सो एक साथ में आप थोड़ा सा ऊपर बैठते हैं एंड यू सी अ लार्ज रो ऑलमोस्ट 100-150 स्टूडेंट दिस सेट इन वन रो. सो देर आर ऑलमोस्ट 7 to 8 rows in. So there all the captains or the house captains or the school captains they are, वो लोग एक चावल का दाना तक नहीं छोड़ते. मतलब इट इज़ इंग्रेन्ड इन दोज एटिकेट्स. दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू इवन सेंड. तो वो जो प्लेट्स रखते हैं डस्टबिन में, वो प्लेट्स में चेक करके रखा जाता है. मतलब उसमें आप एक दाना भी नहीं छोड़ सकते. दैट्स अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल हैबिट. तो वो उतना ही लेते हैं जितना खा सकते हैं. It's not about wasting the food. And second most thing why I'm telling you why it is required and why it is the need of the time, the environmental responsibility. For an example, whatever the students will do in the next 10 years, we're going to face the harsh consequences of the environmental and the climate change, right? It is मतलब इट इज़ ये एविडेंट है. मतलब ये चेंज नहीं हो सकता, राइट? आफ्टर 5 years, after 10 years, we're going to face a lot of different things. And secondly, they're going to work for those professions or those areas which has not been evolved yet, right? So it is high time as an educator that we should instill those habits or instill those behavioral change in the student at a very early age. Ki beta, right now if you're thinking about that you will become an IAS aspirant or you can become you will go into the government job, that thing will not take place. In 10 years all the government jobs of the banks will going to finish, only 10% jobs will remains, right? This is the evident. Now the government is taking care of it. Secondly, all the government jobs will become the temporary jobs. So if you're thinking, okay, your life will be sorted if you take the government job, no, the government will force you to take the VRS at the age of 35 also. So now you have to think about to do different things. So that's why I mentioned specifically that as an staff or as an educator, it has become, can say, this has become our one of the biggest opportunity for us कि हाँ उनको 6th standard onwards से ही उनको बताया जाए कि बेटा this is the thing where you need to work. For an example, I took an interview with one of the founders. They are from Chennai and they have made one application called Book My Water. So I'm sure that you have seen that a lot of people, they are delivering the water in 20 liters container, right? So even the Bisleri, the Aquafina, the lot of people they do provide. So in all the corporates, in all the shops, so the price is around 85 to 115, which is the premium section, 80 the Bisleri वाला bottle. और जो bottles local vendor भरकर देता है उसका cost रहता है 20 rupees. But उनकी study के according, if you are using the bucket of this 20 liter after 30 times, so you are actually consuming the water, you are consuming the plastic to certain extent that it will impact your health in the next 5 years. So they have made a very beautiful application wherein you can see that how many times this bottle has been used, where the tap water has been used, where they have refilled the water, how much time it took you from that filling station to reaching your house. Isn't it beautiful? So people are actually doing a lot of good stuff in this region. So it's our responsibility as an educator even to invite those founders as a speaker in their school, maybe on webinars or maybe as a physical, so that they will start thinking in these areas as well. Now I would like to have some views from, okay, Miss Pulama, you wanted to add your point, please do that.
Yeah, so I would like to point over here that throughout my journey of being an educationist or a facilitator basically to the children, what I have learned is, whenever we are dealing with a younger kid or with a teenager, if we tell them a thing, banging on them again and again, do this, other than that, they follow us, what we are doing. Actually, the activities what we are doing, other than telling it to them, they follow it. So whenever I am moving in the corridor, if whatever I am doing, it helps. If there is a wrapper, the wrapper is on the floor. I don't tell a children pick it up and throw it in the dustbin. Rather than I pick it up and throw it in the dustbin, and they when they see me that ma'am is doing the same, next time whenever they see me, they look around that yes whether there is a piece of paper or wrapper. Let us pick it up and throw it in the dustbin. So likewise, this little things, and especially the younger ones who play a very major role in the upcoming future, they pick the things very early. Whenever you are doing certain activity, other than telling them again and again, I have seen that when you do the thing, when you enter the class, children, they are out of the class, and few of them, they have forgotten to switch off the light. I don't tell them go and switch off the light. I enter the class, I switch off the light. So next time they make sure whenever ma'am is in the round, it is better for us to switch off the light. Ma'am will come and she will do it by herself. And whenever I am with the children, I sit with them, I eat with them, and when they see that I am eating, they make sure that I make sure that my plate is clean. So the child who is sitting beside me, he or she also makes sure that our
This reminds me one of the prominent dialogue that बच्चे वो नहीं करते जो हम बोलते हैं, बच्चे वो करते हैं जो वो देखते हैं. Same thing. Why most of the parents are facing these issues कि बच्चा सुनता नहीं है, बच्चा मोबाइल मांगता है, because you're also using the mobile phone in front of your child, right?
Yeah, that is so true.
बच्चा book नहीं पढ़ता है, because as a parent you don't read the books. Like if you will read the books in front of your child, it will create the curiosity. And then child will also start, okay, Papa, आप क्या पढ़ रहे हो, Mama, आप क्या पढ़ रहे हो?
You won't believe, reading books before going to sleep. And I always tell children when few children, those who are from the remote villages, they come and tell to the school that we are not going to purchase books. Can ma'am, the books which are actually working, can we borrow it from our seniors? I always encourage. Yes, you can borrow and you can use the books.
Wonderful,
Other than
wonderful.
that, and refilling of water bottle, I always tell children whenever you are going out with your parents or whenever you are out somewhere, it is always better to carry a bottle full of water from home. It doesn't make any harm. Other than buying that same bottle of 20-30 rupees of Bisleri, it is very important you carry a bottle full of water from your home also. So little things actually help children.
Yeah,
And
that's a very good
I
suggestion.
think your actions help them to become a better human being in life. And somewhere or the other, after 20 years, they'll remember, yes, this teacher used
Now,
to do
one
this.
small suggestion to all the educators, or currently that you are teaching the Gen Z and Alpha generation, right? They are spending a lot of time online, the Instagram or mainly the only the Instagram. So I would advise all the educators, please record everything that you do, especially the good things, and upload it on Instagram, because they're going to not they will not listen to you, but definitely they'll check your Instagram profile and they'll say, okay, विश्वनाथन सर ने आज ये पौधा लगाया है और उस पौधे के बारे में बात करते हैं. सो दे विल स्टार्ट रिकॉलिंग कि यार हमें भी ये चीज़ करनी चाहिए, बिकॉज हमें भी अपनी टीचिंग मेथोडोलॉजीज अपडेट करनी पड़ेगी. And it's high time we can make good reels, we can post it online. That's a very
Actually, I really liked about what Pooja ma'am said about that bringing a sapling, and measuring it. And it is so interesting. The child will love to measure the plant after, and whenever, in our garden also, if we have a plant and the flower blooms, the way we feel happy. And I will make sure that from the next session, I will also, I will like to follow the path which ma'am showed. It is really interesting. I am personally liking it so much.
wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let me first introduce to our other speaker. She is Sarita Gomes. She is the principal at MV High School, South Mumbai. I believe she is traveling. I welcome you, Miss Sarita, on our show.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, you wanted to add your point? I believe you have raised your hand.
So, yeah.
Please.
So, as ma'am said, this was a thing where it started. I had seen this happening in Ryan schools. Sapling, gifting the saplings, measuring the saplings. Whatever plants or any saplings that has been bought in the school, it has to be tagged and write the description of the plant, right? And keep the tag on it. So whenever the child goes, all the children can know and learn about this plantinary thing. So the same thing even I started doing in my school as well. So this really creates a very good impact, and it really caters a good education for this being eco-friendly and knowing other plants also.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a good suggestion. Even I like it. I mean, addition to Miss Pooja's point, that's a good one where the name should be written and the plant's name should be there, why it is, right? So it's good to enhance the GK knowledge as well. Wonderful. Let me go to first Mr. Ganesh, then will Miss Pooja. Please add your point. Yeah, Mr. Ganesh. Yeah, please.
Yes, I want to add to Miss Pooja. See, in our school, what our children used to do is they used to pour the remaining leftover water in the water bottles when before stepping into the bus in the evening. See, because they have planted that sapling, so they take care of that plant in such a way that every day before they step into the bus, they pour the remaining water what is there in that water bottle. So it's like, see, not only that, it's out of the context a bit, but see, as rightly Pulama madam said, from the younger age, in the younger age, like in the kindergarten, see, we talk about the feather, softness, and all this. But in my school, what I have done is I made a bird ark. See, the rabbits are there. So what happens is we not only see teaching them about the environment and the other issues, but the values like empathy. Okay, see the food wastage. She talk about in her campus she is having ducks, so they used to feed. So these small kids, see, while going, they used to give the carrots, coriander to the rabbits. So they bring something also for these animals, see, taking care of
That's a
these
good
pets and
suggestion.
all
That's a,
this.
I mean,
So
हाँ मतलब स्कूल करे, ज़्यादातर बच्चा अगर खुद से करेगा तो ज़्यादा उसको
yeah,
एक फीलिंग अच्छा रहेगा, एंड लेटर
absolutely,
लाइफ में उसके अंदर ये स्किल्स भी ऐड होगी, वैल्यू एडिशन बहुत अच्छा ऐड होगा. वेरी नाइस सजेशन
absolutely,
मिस्टर
absolutely.
गणेश, आई रियली लाइक इट. या ओवर टू यू मिस पूजा, प्लीज मेंशन योर पॉइंट.
Yeah, it was really nice listening to you all. See, what happens, we all know that eco-friendly and things are going to get vanished after coming. So after like 10-15 years or something, like water will be also being costly, and we need the global warming changes has been happening. So many things are there. So it's a moral duty for each and everyone for us to inculcate through our habits. That is the moral responsibility as an educators. We have taken that oath. But what happens, what challenges we face is more important, because just to have a statement giving eco-friendly school or eco greenhouse if school or something like that will not change the society, or will not change the thought process of the people or the parents, you especially. because the children may change at point, but their habits can be manipulated by parents or the society. uh, Many years before, almost 5 6 years before, when Pradhan Mantri Modi said that in 5 years, like, you need to have a cleanest India, cleanest country. And I told children that we should, whatever waste we have with us, rather than throwing it on the road, we can just collect it up and bring it up and keep it with us, and then we throw it into nearby dustbins. That is there. But these children did not understood why exactly we are doing that. So major role of us is that we need to make them understand that whatever you're seeing now, it is going to get vanished. Like, suppose if you're doing a mime on what if water is not there, like, we has to have an essay if sun is not there one day. Suppose if plants are only not there, what will happen? So such kind of events, like, I did, as everyone has done fun fair event of kind, some of thing every year, like an annual function, then a fun fair and the sports activity. This every school has. What I did this time differently was that I asked in the science exhibition concept, I did an industry experts round where children have to create something which is different, which will save the nature, something which will help them, like mill power, from the wind mill, how to generate energy, or something different kind of, like, gobar gas plant. This everyone knows, but these children have creativity, and they brought such kind of project which really will help. The way you said that a Bangalore guy has made the water one. So these children of 6th 7th 8th children have so curiosity on their mind that they can bring up such kind of project, like, change into the skin of chameleon happens according to the color of the plant. Same way the children also will change according to the situation which has been coming after, like COVID has changed us. And I believe that every situation comes, the people will automatically change and bring up some jugadu kind of item. So for us is that we need to train the children to sustain into that. Like, today in Mumbai we are surviving in 40 degrees. We never thought that Mumbai will raise to 40, but we are started now developing some kind of skills. So main important, what I, since now 20 years into the sector, what I have been decided my own self is that rather than giving them ready made, or rather than giving them something, let's make them own. अगर टूटा है कोई चीज तो जुड़ना भी खुद ही सीखो.
Exactly.
Use your own brain, use your own critical thinking. You, everyone has their brains. So we as a teacher give them such challenges, give them such environments. So
No,
even
that
in
is very much required.
also,
That is very much
even
required,
in
Miss
assemblies
Pooja.
also, we have created, sometimes, I do this kind of thing. I don't open the tap of water only, tank is only not full. So what you will do without water? So they I do this such kind of mischief to children, so that the parents grumble and tell me, आज पानी नहीं था पूरा दिन स्कूल में. So if pani was not there, then what did you do? So the children come up with different ideas. If water is not there, then what I have to do? So this way is the brainstorming activities. We as a teacher have to play some trick. As nicely you said that Instagram
Exactly.
reels
We have to
is the
put
where
them,
they
yeah.
touch their hearts.
We have to put them in a places that has not been done yet. Like,
उनके
so,
जैसे बन के करना पड़ेगा.
exactly. Even
This
moreover,
is what
one
we have
suggestion to
been
everyone.
done.
I mean, if you're talking about making schools more eco-friendly and doing a lot of good stuff, but please from next time, do not let them use the thermocol sheets and making a good project.
That has been already been stopped.
Yes.
Thermocol is like it already.
Yes, I
This is like
still
a
can see
dinosaur.
that. I still can see that a lot of students they make in the morning. They made a project on the thermocol sheets which are available on the nearby shops. They purchase it in 250 rupees or 300 rupees.
Have you ever thought to make a project on the papers which they have torn from their classrooms? We have made the torrents of it. जितना तुम गार्बेज फेंकेगा उसका तोरण बनाओ, और मोस्ट ऑफ द क्लासरूम जिसका ज्यादा गार्बेज है उतना क्लासरूम वो ब्यूटीफुल रहेगा.
So modern problems, modern solutions. There's nothing
we
we
need
can
to
be
adapt
done.
ourselves.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, let me first. I'll go to Mr. Jivan. Please summarize your point in the next. You can say within 1 minute. Yeah, Mr. Jivan.
Yes, we'll take only 30 seconds, sir.
Please.
Just want to add that when we are telling them to plant or plantation, regarding the plantation, I think that school must provide the children the place of plantation where they will plant a fruits or orchid, fruits plant, and those plants are open to, that means when the fruits will be there, definitely they will taste those fruits also. So that I have
इसका
used
एक
that
एक
idea in
बहुत
my
अच्छा सोल्यूशन मैं
previous
आपको
school.
दे सकता हूँ. स्कूल्स के लिए मार्केटिंग प्रॉब्लम भी सॉल्व हो सकती है. व्हेन दे कम इन द वेरी फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड दे हैव टू add a fruit bearing plant and they have to taste the same fruit when they are in 10th standard, so there's no point that
Yes,
you are
definitely. Yes, 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 yes. I
making the
have used
student to leave
that
the
idea
school.
in my previous school. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll go to Miss Pulama, please. Over to you.
Yeah, so as we were, discussing about that, how children, take steps and they adapt themselves. So recently, the whole hostel was being renovated because what I and the management, we decided that we will replace all the tube lights. Whatever new old tube lights we are having, we will just replace all the old tube lights with the new LEDs, which will consume less electricity. And wherever exhaust fan is required, where the geyser is required, so all the renovation work was going on. And at the end of the day, and like from last few days, the work is going on, and all the all the cartons, like all the your paper boxes, they were being thrown out, and some of them, the person he instructed, kisko jala do, like burn it. Then few children, they made a group and they came and said, ma'am, we need these boxes. I said, why you need these boxes? No, ma'am, don't throw or burn it. No, like you are planning for a science exhibition in upcoming months, we can use these boxes. And I was really amazed, as well as I was really very happy that children, at least they are valuing a box, a paper box, and they're saying, please don't throw it, we can use it as the project, we can cover it, we can color it, and we can make it project. And I
सेम
was
वे
really
मिस
very
पूजा
happy.
सजेस्टेड, या सेम वे मिस पूजा सजेस्टेड कि जितना ज़्यादा कचरा होगा उतना ज़्यादा
हाँ.
मेहनत करके आप सजाओगे अपने रूम को.
And
वंडरफुल.
they, from their side, they took all the boxes and they have kept it very carefully, that whenever instruction will come for the project, we can use it. And this is how the little steps, they make us happy, and likewise they save the environment as well.
And moreover, we should also ask the students, okay, utilize, I mean, if the project has been made with this 100% material, now you have to make the project in 60% material. And now let's use your creativity and use less
And
material.
yeah, and in fact, as the place where our school is situated, it is having a very less polluted area. The air is very pure, and very less vehicles, they move around the school. And that is the reason here we have many kinds of birds. If someday I would like to invite all the principals and you to the school campus, would like to visit the campus, you will just enjoy, because from early morning, like 3:34, you will hear variety of sounds of birds. When you come out at 6:30, you will see lovely birds around, from very small birds to huge birds. And what do these children do? And they love. And I know, like in the metro cities nowadays, sparrows, we don't see sparrows, because of the CFC, which is it comes from the ACs and the refrigerators. The sparrows are not there, and here we have lots of sparrows. In fact, peacock also, you will hear the sound of the peacock. And
In
what
metro
children
cities
do,
in Mumbai and Delhi, we hear different type of honking with lot of people.
yeah. And what children do, whenever they'll get a plastic bottle, and they will suggest, ma'am, what can we do? In my balcony, the quarter which where I live, I have made a bird feeder with the Bisleri bottle, some water and few grains, and you will see all around the hostel you will find bird feeders. And whenever children are not there, birds enjoy coming and visiting the hostel rooms. They come.
You're making us feel jealous. Isn't it? Miss Pooja will agree with me, right? Because she is from Mumbai and I'm
No,
from
I
Delhi.
actually agree with. I'm not jealous because my campus is also full of greenery, and I get fruits.
Yeah.
People, all the mango trees we have all emptied and given to the children. All the jamul trees we have emptied. So this all is still there in Mumbai, but into remote areas. But we need to go and work over there. She's taking such a hard work to stay herself away from metropolitan and say, working into such a hard area. It is very difficult to work
It is
in such
actually,
places.
ma'am, at times it is difficult whenever there is no electricity, and people will not come. You keep on calling
Practically
them,
not
come, aa
possible.
jao, thoda dekh lo kya hua hai, and all. It will take a lot of time for the electricity to come, or where it is raining
So
heavily.
at
We
least you
have
have the birds to pass your time,
But they
right?
will not wipe the sweat, yaar.
Chalo, Sure. Let us move to the last section of our webinar. We call it the rapid fire round. So our topic is the how to make school more eco-friendly. Though we have discussed a lot of beautiful points, a lot of, you can say, in-depth points. I mean, I'm sure all our listeners will be delighted. They're going to implement all the points which you have mentioned. But still, I would like to have some more suggestions from you people, right? So please think of it. Do not mention the same points which you have mentioned. You can use your creative mind, but I want two suggestions from your side, which may be the out of the box thinking example, right? So I'm giving you 30 seconds to think of it. You can come up with any example. Try not to explain it, just to mention it. So I'll give you, each one of you, I'll give you 1 minute to mention your two good points. Only how to make schools more eco-friendly. Two suggestions from your side. Any suggestion can be. Fine, think of it. After 30 seconds, I'll start with Mr. Ganesh, then Mr. Pandey, then Ms. Pulama, then Mr. Jivan, then Ms. Pooja, and then lastly Ms. Sarita. Okay, I'll start with Mr. Ganesh. Yeah, two suggestions from your side.
Yeah, the first suggestion is regarding the sustainability transportation. The Vishwanath sir has shared regarding that. Now, see, we are getting more of electronic vehicles. Okay, so now we have to inculcate to the
This
community
habit.
to use
Fine.
these, yeah, electronic vehicles. See, our previous school is of 120 acres campus. Generally, we used to do cycling there because the distance between one block to the other block is so far. So we used to have cycles, and for the seniors whose age is more than like 60 years, we used to give EV vehicles for them. So we have to inculcate to all the community, like staff and everyone, parents,
To
to
use
ask
the
them to go with.
cycles or the battery
Yeah,
vehicles,
yeah.
battery
And one
operated
more
vehicles.
interesting part, because it is transportation also, see, gives a lot of pollution, the buses what we are using. So somewhere we have to go with the concept of, in some countries this carpooling is also, it's not too it's not successful, but we can think of some carpooling technique, okay,
Wonderful.
here also. Yeah, these things.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Pandey. Your two good suggestions.
We can arrange conservations, visit to conservation centers, or even we can have the participation of students in environmental restoration projects. So that would really imbibe in students as to the importance of conservation and why the environment should be protected. So this can be implemented.
Wonderful, wonderful. So instead of pizza parties, we can have Nature's of the Wildlife Party,
Right.
right? Yes. Over to you, Miss Pulema.
So two things, like reusing of the things which we can reuse, we should reuse. Other than throwing them, the things which can be reused. Maybe the one is for a purpose, and the same thing can be used for a different purpose. We can use it. Another thing, like whenever we all have family functions around in our houses, right? And in the market, various types of plates are available. Thermocol plates are also there. Some kind of plastic materials are also there. Whenever there is a family function, we observe that there is a lot of garbage after the function. So
Exactly.
here we can teach children that the things which are biodegradable, like paper plates, or traditionally, if you go there, leaf, the plate made up of
Yes.
leaves,
Patta
we
leaves,
should teach
yes.
children using those things, reusing, and the things which are easily biodegradable in nature.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Jivan.
Yes, I will suggest that instead of going, that means inculcate the food habits instead of going to pizza and all this fast food. We should inculcate the habits of eating roti and chapati and sabji, so that we can definitely make them sensitized regarding the avoid the food wastage also.
Exactly. Wonderful, wonderful. Even I make it as an habit of, instead of having namkeen or the lays, I eat good chana.
Yes,
So
yes,
this is one of
yes,
my good
good.
habit. Whenever I
Yes,
feel
yes, yes.
hungry at any point of my time, I have a very chana, you can say glass with me, small,
Yes,
or satmik chan good. So it's taste very,
yes, yes, yes.
and
Healthy,
it
healthier.
reduces the intake of sodium and sugar. Yeah, over to you, Miss Pooja.
I would like say after like seeing this session, I've got two, three brainstorming ideas with me, which I'm going
Please.
to go and implement in my school. First thing is having hybrid learning. Saving the unit test paper of 20 marks, writing the paper, I will put that into as an uh, hybrid learning, sit at home and write exam of MCQ. So I
Hmm.
will save tons of money and as well as tons of papers over there. Second part is that assembly, right, every child has to narrate what they have saved complete week. So that can be helpful for me. A child can at least do something
Hmm.
psychologically. If you give something to ask to children to speak in front of, they like to overboost themselves.
Hmm.
So to overboost themselves, they will do something which is related to eco-friendly, and then they will bring up this idea, and there will be a competition between each and every one, saying that okay, he has done this time better, so I will do this time this thing better. So this way, slowly slowly, they will get that habit. And I am also thinking now to the third thing after this session is that have something which is use of less paperwork,
Hmm.
or something which has been if we are been so much gadget friendly,
Hmm.
then why could not, with the help of this same gadget, why can't we just make our work more simpler, make the children work more simpler, and save our time and use our thoughts into something which is more creative. So this I've been
Wonderful.
thought by this now sitting over here.
Please implement it.
Yeah, surely.
Okay, over to you, Miss Sarita.
So, as we said that plastic bags should not be used in so many years, everything is going on. So, what I probably do in my school is we, in the craft period, we try to make the children, ask them to make the paper bags. The
Hmm.
waste papers, what they tear and what they always throw. So, that is what they collect in one of the bin which is there in our classroom. So, you
Hmm.
say lost property. So in that they keep it. And when they have a craft period, so whatever craft work will be there, but one bag, small or big or whatever kind they have to make. So this is one takeaway I would like to say, that a paper bag can be created for small things what the kids can carry,
Hmm.
would be for any of the kind. Secondly, the waste paper which they tear. So what we do is in the drawing room, drawing lab, we have made a container where these all waste papers are being kept. And then out of these papers, when the drawing teacher have a period, they probably make a flat file.
Hmm.
They create a file out of that. So these are the two takeaways what we probably do in our school, and I would like to share it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I'll go to Mr. Pandey. I believe you have raised your hand. You wanted to add your point? Last, I'll give you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
please.
was really wanted to add over here the way
Please.
Ma'am Pooja said, like, she's wanting to incorporate technology. And this was one of the challenges that we were having. And recently we are working really into it, into implementing the Google Workspace. And
Hmm.
the teachers are going with, I would say they are excited, but at the same time they are feeling much pressurized, because they are learning something new. So, but we are moving towards integration of your technology in such a way that we are going to minimize the paperwork to the maximum.
Exactly. This
So,
is the need of the time. And this Google Workspace is not new. As a company, Inspired Valley, we are utilizing this Google Workspaces back in 15. And this is
right,
highly ingrained in our nerves right now. We don't send mails, we don't do anything, we don't send any paper to anyone. Everything is in Google Drive. So it saves a lot of time and saves a lot of energy as well. So again, it was one of the most candid and one of the most thoughtful conversations which we had ever had on our show. We have discussed some of the very crucial points, like, and moreover, some, you can say, some brainstorm, like we brainstorm some of the most crucial ideas, and definitely our listeners will be delighted. Our listeners, all the educators, the principals, when they'll hear this webinar, they will have a lot of, you can say, points to work upon. So again, from the behalf of the entire team, I thank you everyone, Mr. Ganesh, Mr. Pandey, Pulama, Mr. Jivan, Miss Pooja, Miss Sarita, for giving your precious time and sharing wonderful thoughts. I wish you best of luck. Thank you
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. It was nice meeting you all.
thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
This
Yes,
was
yes.
really good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.